set up. Here we go. Hi, welcome in. My name is Minnie Potato. I draw art for commission and also for my children. For those two reasons, I keep my stream PG-13. Everyone is welcome here, and I try to keep things very cozy. I also love playing video games and running this little D&D session. It's a homebrew that myself and Shaces, or Shawses, excuse me, that's the correct way to say it, made together. Yes, my dear, you can watch. But welcome in. Good to have you. Good to see you. I hope you have all of your stuff together. You took your medicine. Have your drink and food. And make sure you don't shrimp your backs up while we play D&D. Also, there's no obligation to participate in D&D. But if you want to, you can. All you have to do is contribute to dialogue and type !roll when I call for you to roll the dice. I consider everyone's answers and try to incorporate it into one cohesive response. And also, I look at majority roll. Need anything? Nope, I'm good, thank you. I honor natural 20s. Even if, like, say, 5 people rolled 3s or 4s or 5s, really low rolls, and then the 5th person rolls a 20, I will honor the 20 because that's a nat. And then I do all the modifiers and stuff on my end. I don't ask you guys to do it because it's a lot to keep track of. There's inventories and health points, and I won't make you guys do that because this is supposed to be a fun little kind of intro thing for people who aren't used to playing D&D. So I keep track of all the modifiers and the inventory, but you can completely and totally ask for me to tell you that information if you absolutely want to know. I have no reason to hide it. But yes, welcome in. We're going to see if the stream runs smoothly. And also that there's no more crashes. We kept, unfortunately, having crashes. My very good friend helped me clear out my computer yesterday and optimize it, so hopefully there won't be any crashes. He thinks it was just from computer bloat. But how are we doing? Enough of me rambling. How are we doing, chat? Are we taking care of ourselves? Edit. Oh, jeez. I messed up one of my thingamabobs. My thingamabobs. I know I'm running early. Usually I do it at 2 p.m. EST, so I'm about 30-ish minutes early. But I have to cook dinner tonight. I want to be available. Usually to cook before the natives get restless, so to speak. I turned my fan off so I can be heard better, so let me know if I'm too quiet. And here comes Raz with the nat 20 summoning Lingering Will. It's not that kind of D&D. There will be no Hearts of Kings today. No Kingdom Hearts. No Lingering Wills. Please and thank you. Not the PTSD of Kingdom Hearts. Gotta lurk while working. I won't be able to participate much because I really, really gotta hunker down. But I love you. Have fun. That's okay, Creepy. Thank you for coming in and being willing to lurk while working. I hope you have a good rest of your work day. Gonna wait a few minutes more to see if anyone else joins. If we don't have too much participation, I may call the D&D short and go to drawing for the remainder of the time. anyone wants me to go over rules or anything, let me know. No, I'm not going to fight that boss in hard mode. No, no gusta. I already did my time. I already fought Sephiroth. Oh, lingering will. I'm good. I'm not doing it again. No, thank you. The only boss that I'll keep trying to fight is Yozora, and that's just because I haven't beaten him yet. But I don't really have a space to set up my stuff, like my PlayStation 4 and my TV. So those are on hold for now. I'll get back to it eventually. Maybe I'll stream it. Maybe I'll just launch a brand spanking new playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, because I've got the 1.5 and 2.5 remixes and all that goody stuff. We'll see. It depends on if anyone's interested in it. Sorry if I yawn a lot. I'm a bit sleepy. Ooh, that's scary. Raz can't participate because of working on neighbor's laptop. It's full of things that should not be there. Enough said. Up, ad party. Okay, so thank you so much to anyone sitting through the ads who can't hear me because you're an ad party, Limbo. But it helps my channel when you sit through those ads. It helps my channel grow. And it helps me get paid so I can feed my children and lavish them in gifts and maybe eventually buy myself more dice to add to my Zarin W cup so I can have a colorful Common Rider shaker cup that only holds dice. I think it would look cool, just have a bunch of beautiful dice inside the cup, because like I try to take extremely good care of my things because I want them to last, well, as long as I last, you know what I mean? So I don't want to ruin it by overusing it or washing it. Also, I'm still waiting for my Satisfy grip to come in the mail, and then I'll do an unboxing of that, and then I'm going to reach out to Satisfy to see if we can get sponsorship for it. Because I love Satisfy. I've got like 6 of the grips. They're just really nice. They're really comfy. They're really cozy. I'm excited to see what they have for the Switch 2. I won't be buying a Switch 2, though, until it goes on sale. I'm pretty confident that maybe after a year of it being out, that they'll drop the prices, hopefully. If not, I'll just have to suck it up and find a way to fork over the money. But for now, I'm content to just have the hope that it will eventually go on sale. Take a little sip of my coffee. Are you back from ads? I'm not asking you, chat. I'm asking Rebel and my babies because they're watching D&D. All right, back from ads. Welcome back from ads. I wish I got some kind of notification from Twitch that ads were getting ready to launch, because it doesn't tell me. Rash says, if I see Sephiroth one more time, I swear I will Denny spam some. Just don't come to my streams when I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. Alright, anywho, we'll go ahead and launch into D&D now. So let me... Okay, let me make sure the thingy is up. Okay, it is up. Alright. So this is where we currently are. We're in Umdrum, which is a mountainous range in Vestia. You want to support the potato? Well, you can just put me on in the background. Yeah, no one has to watch any content that they don't want to. You can mute me at the top of the browsing page. There's a little microphone next to the, hold on, I'll actually pull it up so I know exactly where it is. So next to the Twitch icon, usually when volume is coming out, there's a little speaker. You can click on the speaker that's next to the icon and it will mute the browser, but it'll still count you for participation in the channel. And then you can do !lurk and that counts your body as being here. Yes, no one has to watch and no one has to listen, but if you want to just leave a body here, you're more than welcome to. So we'll go ahead and drop into our recount of the last session and keep on trucking. So let me open up my notes. So welcome to the Chronicles of Vestia, Session 2, Part 3, Milling Around the Mines. Last session, the party hunted around the Felinian encampment looking for more clues regarding the missing persons and owlbears reported in both Berks and Umdrum. After a tense breakfast with Mati and Ludonarus, the leaders of the Felinians, you learn the Felinians were able to make peace and live in harmony with the owlbears through Ludonarus's druid ancestor. The Felinian clan's enemy may be the same one who brought Petunia and Teddy to Berks in the first place. You agree to leave Ted Elizabeth in Ludonarus' care so he can be equipped with sturdy armor and a saddle. Ludonarus even graciously offers to buy you an item that could be useful to you on your journey. You and Toadsworth split up to go shopping while he looks for clues. Separated, you plotted to buy 2 peculiar items from Millie, who claims to have been plagued by family heirlooms no one was able to ever use. You obtained the Devourer's Fork and the Dice of Vengeful Elements by asking Ludonarus to buy both before he departed. You were then reunited with a bruised-cheeked Toadsworth, though you soured your relationship with him a smidge by teasing him about his face. It was through him you were able to learn the inhabitants missing were a guard's wife whom disappeared from the river while she was tending to laundry, an elderly woman's archer son who was on patrol of the village, and lastly a village elder in charge of tending to the sheep, alongside of his female owlbear companion. Their common connection being that they all disappeared when the stars were at their apex in the sky. You go with Toadsworth back to the stalls to try and mend the upset between you and Toadsworth, only for Millie to rat your purchases out and to discover your gold wasn't necessarily good to use outside of Berks. At this time, Ludonarus returns to your side, and from him and his right-hand Felinian Chauce, you learn that the Den of Owlbears is a sacred space that likely does not connect deeper into the mountain, ruling that an old and presumably forgotten mining entrance is the only possible way for your common foe to be sneaking in and out of. You both agree to investigate. Chauce leads you back into the woods, a mist rolling between the trees with every step you take. It gets thicker, and the dark Felinian turns to look at the concerned expression on both of your faces. Be not afraid. I am creating the mist in case our enemy or the dwarves are out and about. They usually keep inside of their mountain, but occasionally they surface to do business. I can't guarantee you'll find anything but danger within. As you pass through the mist, you and Toadsworth approach the mouth of the cavern. A warm glow from the bioluminescent fungi illuminates the walls ahead. Your attention is drawn back to Toss, who gives you both a deep bow before departing back to the village. A great gust of wind billows from the cavern's maw like a great beast releasing a sigh. With a crooked grin, you regard your companion and offer Toadsworth your arm. Well, Toadsy, ready to get on with this adventure? And that is where we left off at. We left off with the both of you arriving at the entrance Ludonarus told you about, where your mutual foes may be coming in and out of. You know they're not coming from the Dwarven entrance or from any of the Felinian entrances because they would have detected them, or at least seen them. Now, at this point in time, I usually ask chat if you would like to play as Ba or Toadsworth. Farin is one of the main characters that we started with, and Toadsworth was the secondary main character that we picked up along the way. And I'll wait a few minutes for people to speak up about it. Gonna take another sippy sip of my coffee. How was our week so far? I know a few of you have already gotten your hands on the Switch too. Sippy sips. Hop. I'm gonna play with my PNG tuber. Hop. Hop. Hop, hop, hop. I'm here, Lobby. Welcome in, Fruge. Frug. The cute little frog that you made. Thank you so much. Everyone, you need to follow Dragon Lobby. Just became affiliate ? They're in a little bit of an unusual situation, but as far as we know, they are now a affiliate. Okay, so Creepy says not them for the Nintendo Switch 2. Nothing I want on it yet, and still kind of iffy on if the Nintendo can brick this anytime they feel like. Ooh. Okay, yeah, Lobby is super close, up to 48 followers right now. So close. Chax, welcome in, my dear. So I just did the recap. We'll do the long short of it because you can always go back and look at the VOD. Okay, so Chas, who is the assassin shrouded in all black clothing, is a black Felinian themselves and has bright yellow eyes, led you and Toadsworth to the entrance of the cavern where you believe your mutual foe is coming in and out of. Fa offered Toadsworth his arm and asked if he was ready to get on with this adventure, and I just asked chat who you would like to play as today.
Am I allowed to play too?
You can get a piece of paper and write it down and then bring it to me. Just came to say hi. I think I'm way too tired to play. That's okay, Chex. Thank you for coming in. It's appreciated. You're welcome to also just listen. Or just leave your body by typing !lurk. Let's see. Lobby can stay the entire time. Who you played last time? So you mostly played as Farin. We did diverge a little bit and play a little bit of Toadsworth. Not too much. But if you want to stay as one or switch to the other, you definitely can. I will not stop. You're going to start with Toadsy today? Alright, excellent. So you can go ahead, since you're Toadsworth, and make a roll for me. Rebel is here, entering in the calmest of manners. Okay, we got 2 votes for Toadsworth. Thank you. We're playing Toadsy today. I asked for a roll for Toadsworth. That's fine. So Lobby just rolled a 6. Rebel also just rolled a 6. We're off to a swimming start. Hi, Rain. Welcome in. Good to see you, bestie. Love to see you. We just jumped into D&D. Our party is getting ready to enter into the mountain where we believe our mutual enemy has been sneaking in and out of. We voted to play as Toadsworth, and I've asked for a roll for Toadsworth. Okay, so we have 2 6s and a 14. The enemy, the mutual foe, yes. So we have 2 6s and a 14. So, I'm thinking big thoughts. Don't get too excited. Chat, would you believe I forgot to pull up Toadsworth's sheet? Okay, so I think you just barely skimmed that clearance. Yeah, my math is sound. Okay. As Toadsworth, you abruptly stop while Farin continues to proceed into the cavern, and you manage to grab him by the end of his tail to get his attention. When you looked up, you noticed some vaguely familiar runes carved into the surface of the mountain's wall there.
Mama.
Anything you want to say to Farin? Hi, baby. What's up?
This is my empty tummy.
Okay. Yeah, you can go have lunch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jax. Yeah, I am thinking the big thoughts. Grab the foods. Yes, enjoy the foods. Can you read the runes? So you can make another check for me. Oh, that's a 3. Bruh. Hey, okay, Rebel got a 16. Rain, Rain. Rain, you got the nat 1. Okay. So, no, it's okay. It's okay. You are able to tell that the runes are in Draconic, which is a language you do know, but the Draconic looks older than what you are familiar with, so you can't really read all of the words, but you do make out the word sad, tears, and fears. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. You can have it. It's got sad, tears, and fears. Does the Catman know Draconic? So, I'm assuming you want to try to turn to him and ask him this question? The sad, tears, and fears. This is going to be a happy adventure. Yeah, only the happiest. Not depressing at all. Yeah. Alright, so as you turn around to ask Chauce if he happens to know anything about these runes, he has vanished back into the mist and returned to his people. He is no longer there. Yep, you were abandoned. It's just you and Fa, and Fa made a very interesting noise when you grabbed his tail, so he's looking at you a bit disgruntled. What do you want to say to Fa, you great wimp bro?
Ellie wants to know if she can type in the chat so that way she doesn't have to comment to wrap up.
She can come interrupt. Rebel talks to me all the time, verbally, instead of typing the chat.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, but she's busy with the dragon. She doesn't want to use it.
Well, then, just deal with it.
Can't she type in the chat?
Can he read it? Can Fa read it? No. Fa does not know Draconic. And that's something that you, as Toadsworth, already know. You already tried testing the extent of his knowledge. And you realize Fa's not a smart boy. We should stealth in. Well, Fa's already started to walk. You did stop him before he got too far. I let you guys have that. Do you want to say anything to Farin to let him know what's going on or what you read? Or do you just want to say, hey, we need to be stealthy? You'll tell him Borb. Borb. You want the Borb. The Borb's not there. Both. Okay. Anyone else? I consider all chat input, and I'll mash the dialogue together into something cohesive. Okay. You trust thy judgment? Okay, Fa is living on 2 brain cells. Maybe. Maybe ask him what he wants to do. Fa, there is odd text here. It's not menacing, but it seems sad. Big sad. Oh boy. This is gonna be swimming. It's gonna go swimmingly. I can just feel it. You finally let go of his tail after he turns back around and carefully crouches down to be a little bit more level with you and asks you what's wrong. And you tell him, Father, there is odd text here. It's not menacing, but it seems sad. Fa kind of cups his chin while he listens to you, and he's like, so this is a cave of sadness. Sadness cave. It could be a trap. So you're browsing it together. You roll your eyes a little and state that it could be a trap. And he just grins at you before poking you between your eyes and said, surely there can't be any traps here if our enemies are coming in and out of it, right? Last 2 brain cells. Thank you, Rebel. Those are 3. I'm going to assume that you want to insist that you proceed with stealth. Okay, that's a good point. Lavi says, why would they not guard their paths with traps they memorized? Farin kind of tilts his head to the side and thinks on it, and then gives another little shrug before smiling and standing up. And he said, all right, I'll follow your lead in. So if you want to stealth in, you can go ahead and make me another roll for stealth, and then I will roll for Farin for stealth. He's going to follow your lead. Rain rolled a 2. We're off to a swimming start. It's okay, Rain. You'll have your moment. Your moment will come. Bobby rolled a 14. Ooh. And then Rebel rolled a 17. Those are really nice rolls. Good job. So now I am going to be rolling for Fa. Let me pull up his sheet. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna roll in chat so you all see it. No, I'm gonna try not to do any hidden rolls on you guys. Roll. Oh, good job. Look at this. He doesn't have 2 brain cells to rub together, but he's a stealthy boy. So you and Farin stealthily make your way into the entrance of the cavern. So far, it's really well lit thanks to the glow of the fungi, and the light is a warm reddish in color. And as you go deeper and deeper into the pathway, the light does begin to dim, but you notice more runes are written on the wall. Do you want to try to read those, or do you want to just keep on trucking? Read, jerk, read. Well, you gotta roll for it. You gotta roll to see if Toadsworth can read. Okay, not bad. 11, a 3, and a 15. Man, it's okay, Ray. It's okay. You, Rebel and Labby, I was trying to combine their names, have both rolled a really, really nice rolls. So Toadsworth, as Toadsworth, you come to a stop and you stare intently at the runes on the walls, and after careful consideration, and maybe because these aren't as worn out as the top of the mountain entrance, you're able to read. When you feel sad, I'll collect your tears, though in the depths I'll hold your fears. It looks like the beginning of a riddle, but as you look around, that is all you see at this time. It's not a sad cave, these are riddles. Is this menacing or comforting? Rain, do you want to make a comfort roll? Do you have anything to add, though, to what you want to say to Fa, besides that it's not a sad cave, these are riddles? Now this is good? Okay. Depends on the person reading. Okay, it's just Toadsworth reading. Fa is just standing behind you, and he begins to lean over your shorter height to see what you're looking at. You'd ask if he's smart with riddles. Okay. And depends on the person writing it. Okay. This is true. This is true. Do you want to push him off of you? He's leaning into your personal bubble. But I think yes. Well, you don't know. You don't know if he's good with riddles or not. You know he's mischievous. So maybe from the prankster point of view, he's good with riddles. You just have to ask. Push, 2 for push. but not too hard. Okay. You give a disgusted sounding little scoff, and you use your elbow to push Farin back and away from you a little bit. And you point at him like you're sternly telling him to watch himself and say, "It's not a sad cave, these are just riddles." And then you read back the riddle to him. Farin curls his tail in thought after hearing you out about it being a riddle. Alright, I'm going to roll for him. Farin's one brain cell. One of his brain cells died, and he thinks on it really hard. You can see his brows squinting together before he shrugs his shoulders. He said, "Yeah, that sure is the start of a riddle, I guess." He seems very confused by it. Yeah, the boy is not smart, no. He's very much not smart. Let me roll for him one more time. This is a separate roll, not related to the riddle. Okay, he got a 15. We still love you. Aw, thank you. He loves you too. So do you want to say that before he speaks up? Because he is going to say something to you. So do you want to say, "If only you were a real bard"? Yeah, you just mumble it? Okay. You mutter to yourself about something about bards, and his ears perk up. Certainly keep it to yourself. No need to roast him. Well, thank you. Yet? Oh, okay. You mutter in disappointment to yourself, and his ears definitely wiggled a little, as if trying to hear you, before he gives you a pout and sets his hands very sassily on his hips, and he goes, "You know, most riddles have more than one line to them. I bet if we keep going in deeper, we'll find more of the riddle." His brain cell returned. Did it, or is it just the remaining one? The remaining one is speaking up, working at full power, maximum effort.
May I have ramen?
Yeah, you can have ramen. It's the remaining one, and then after this, it's gone off. Rebel jinxing it. Okay, Rain agrees that we need to go further. Okay, in we go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. As you and Farin travel deeper and deeper into the cavern, you notice that the natural light of the fungi begins to wane and dim, and steadily their clusters are growing fewer and fewer until you're both enveloped in complete blackness. For you, this isn't really a problem because both yourself and Farin have dark vision, so you can see, but you begin to see less as the darkness spans and wanes, and you realize you've come into a slightly more open area, and it is pitch black. My fungi. Like that Tato just randomly says, hop, hop, hop. I just want to see it jump. Yes, unfortunately, your fungi have abandoned you as well. Do you desire to keep going into the darkness, or do you want to turn around? Can you carry a fungi? You can try to go back and harvest one. Rain says you want to take a closer look at the surroundings. They weren't very fun guys, were they? Oh, Gree! Boo! This is why you get cheese slapped. Rebel says, I'm not afraid of the dark. The dark is scared of me. You're Batman. You're Batman. Unfortunately, the actual Batman of the campaign is not with you. You're Toadsworth right now. Unless there's traps in the dark, don't like that. Well, you don't know if there's traps. You haven't tried to look for any traps. You have gone through stealth, but you haven't run into anything. You can search for traps if you want to, or you can go back and get the fungi, or you can keep trying to look around. Maybe we should look for traps, okay? Throw a rock, see if anything happens. Alright, we got 3. Maybe we should look for traps. Let's try to get a fungi first and throw a rock, see if anything happens. I mean, if you go ahead and look for traps, you will know that they're there in advance. And also, I'd need to ask if you want to do that as Toadsworth or as Farin, or if you want, you can send Farin back to get the fungi. You can split the party. That is also an option. Or you can leave Farin to look for traps. Okay, Lavi says we never split the party. Well, you guys split the party last campaign. That's where it got slapped. Scooby-Doo it. Is the fungus light that important because we have night vision anyways, or is it not good enough? It's not super important. You do have night vision, however, your night vision or dark vision only sees so far. Right now, you just know that you're in a slightly bigger open area. You haven't tried to find the walls. You haven't looked around to see if you can try to see anything else. Right now, it's just a lot of dark. Okay, Rain is sticking by. Get the fungus. The fungus among us. It's better to know your surroundings. Okay, we've got 2 to get a mushroom. All right. So you're going to double back and try to find a mushroom? Yep, okay. So I'm going to ask that the chat rolls a cute one. Get a cute mushroom, okay? A big one for more light. That's a 1. That's an 18. And that's a 17. Oh, very good. So, as you turn around and go back, your foot kicks a loose stone. And when you kick that stone, you hear it, of course, hit the ground again from bouncing, but then a slight and faint grating sound can be heard as if a lever has been pressed. We're gonna die, Rebel says. Traps! Oh no, Farin started to follow you and he just barely manages to not run into your back. And his ears perk up at the sound of the grating noise, and he presses in close to your back and asks, "What's that?" And before you both know it, you both begin to plummet down into a trap door that slid out from beneath your feet. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and roll now. As Toadsworth, something important to bring up, which I am gonna have you roll to decide what kind of damage you all took. Toadsworth does have something. Maybe we shouldn't have come back. Give me 1 second to look at his sheet. So Toadsworth, as a class ability, has a thing called slow falling. That means you have fall reduction that is 5 times your level. Currently, we're at level 5. So whatever fall damage you take, it'll be that. Well, that'll be minus that. So we'll go ahead and roll for fall damage for Toadsworth. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat the damage right now. Alright, I'm going to roll for fall, though. You got an 18. Okay, so fall actually does really good on recovering himself. He fumbles the fall a little bit, but he doesn't take that much damage either. Looking for my pencil. Okay, Rebel rolled an 8. Rain rolled a 12. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Rain got a 12. Rebel got an 8. Thank you. My pencil got kidnapped. It got eaten by the void. Thank you. Lavi, did you want to roll to try and reduce the fall damage? Hey, look at that. Pencil nut. Yeah, Lavi got an 18. That's pretty good. So you and Toadsworth only take, well, you as Toadsworth and Farin only take 1 point of fall damage. Your butts feel a little bit tender, but you manage to get up, and as you get up, you outstretch one arm, and you feel the cold, smooth surface of a stone wall. Do you want to roll to look around? Hey, yeah. Rain got an 11, not bad. Rebel got a 16, super not bad. Good jobs. These are some really good rolls. Gonna roll for Fa. He got a 13, okay, good job. His brain cell is still working. Is one singular brain cell. He's doing his best. Okay, we're going to go ahead and proceed. So as you look around, you notice in front of you, you're in a narrow stone corridor, but in front of you there are 3 doors. One that is facing to the left, one that is facing to the right, and one directly in front of you. And above those doors is the inscription before, however, it is longer. So it looks like maybe the rest of the riddle is here if you want to roll to try to read it. All right, no. A 1, a 12, and 11. Okay. It's okay. We're safe, Rain. You're safe. It's fine. I promise it's fine. You rolled well enough. Oh man, you have, I guess someone needs to have the bad dice rolls today, and it chose you. I apologize. So you look up at the inscriptions above the wall and you read what you read outside earlier. When you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I'll wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your homes, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer to me and you'll be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3. You're not very good at reading, you fear. Stream Elements hates you. Aw, I love you though. We love you, Bessie. Now, do you feel like you would have read that out loud so far and could hear, or did you keep it to yourself? You're going to need someone to type that out? Okay, I can type that out, sure. I've got it. I've got you. And then you guys can reread it, and if you want to try to solve it yourselves, you're welcome to. I'll politely and patiently wait. Okay, there. And I'll reread it again. When you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I'll wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your home, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer to me, and you will be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3. Okay, Rain is in favor of reading it out loud and making sure Fa doesn't do anything risky. So are the doors different colors? Yes, they are different colors. Do you want to try and see what the colors are? See if you can make out what their colors are? Yeah? Okay. All right, yeah, you will have to roll for it. A 7 and an 8. You know what? I'm going to give you guys advantage on that roll. Go ahead and roll again. Because you're playing Toadsworth and he's a little bit of a smarter boy. Okay, Lavi rolled an 11. That's a 9. Hey, a 20! Woo! There we go. You've redeemed yourself, Rain. GG's on your 20. So you rub out your eyes. Maybe you got a little bit of mucus in them. You are a frog after all, and frogs secrete mucus. You look at them and you notice that the doors are the colors green and blue, but the third door you can't tell the color of. Your dark vision doesn't allow you to pick out that specific color, but the other two, the door that's in front of you is blue and the door to your left is green. Can Fa take a look at the door? Sure, if you guys vote on it. If you guys want him to look at the door, like anything you tell him or ask him to do, he'll do. He is following your lead. You can utilize him however you want. You can tell him to stand in a corner. Yeah, ask him to see if he knows. See if he knows the color of the door or if he knows the answer to the riddle. Or both. Such a nice guy. He's just a simple little lad. Okay, first the door. All right. They have a both and then a first the door. Yeah, baby. Hop. It's a trigger in the frog that reacts to my voice. Okay, so Rain says that they are fine with asking him about the riddle, but if he knows the answer, I'm willing to just sit here if you guys want to talk about it amongst yourself. I actually need to go get water. So if you guys want to talk about it for a little bit while I go get my water, that's fine. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get water. Hydration, yes. We have been going almost an hour. And those ads are going to be playing soon. So I'm going to take a hot 15-minute break. You guys decide what you want to do. If you want to maybe ask him just in case. Just hydrated as well. Good job. He could be a smart boy. Okay, so we're going to ask him first about the door and then ask him about the riddle. Okay, Rebel said yeah. Rebel's eating. So I'm listening to their voice. Okay. So before I go on that hydration, you turn to Fa and you say, what do you want to say? What do you want to say him specifically? Ooh, Creepy believes they know the answer to the riddle. So, let's go ahead and do the door thing. So you point to the door and you say to Farin, can you tell what color the store is? That's simple enough. So Farin leans over and looks at the door. Got a 19. He stares at it hard and he kind of shakes his head and he says, no, everything in here looks monochrome to me. But if I had to guess, it's probably the color red. Just because of how intense the darkness is on the door. Like, it's a super dark door. And also, he leans over further and looks at the knob of the door, and he taps it with one of his fingers and says the knob hasn't been turned. Like, he can tell that even though the knob is covered in dust and has a little bit of erosion from being there so long, it hasn't been touched. No one touches this door. Alright, so Creepy knows the answer to the riddle, or thinks they know. I am going to take my hot little 5-minute break to go get my water if Creepy wants to divulge the answer, and I'll be right back. Aw, man, my guy is so smart. The answer to the doors. Okay. Alright, I'll be back, Creepy, if you want to talk to them. Spill the tea while I get the water. Yes, no one misbehave. I'll be back. Gonna set my headphones down.
Robot. Ticket number 2. Ticket number 3.
Water! Okay, I am back. Let me catch up with you, chat. Creepy says the answer is water, and the common color of water is blue. It's the blue door. Rain says that makes sense. Tears are a collection of water. Deep depths water holds many fears. The river Styx carries the dead, and it's found both land and sky, and whether running through or down over it can be the shape of the land to its will. Bible said, I was singing that because it said, collect your tears, and in war the water would be red with the fallen's blood. Creepy, so smart. Do you want that to be your final answer? The answer is water, and the color is blue. We'll wait to hear from Lobby as well. Final answer, Trebek. Alex Trebek. The red has a good point, but it may be a trick. You think the red might be misleading you? You can ask Farin what he thinks. You don't know, you may pick blue? You'll ask? Okay. So, after a while of puzzling it through, you turn and look back to Farin, and you tell him the whole puzzle. Blood is 90% water, yeah. You turn back to Farin, and you tell him the riddle, and then you say you believe that the answer is blue and that you need to go through the blue door. At first, he looks stunned that you can see the colors of the two doors because he can't see them. He can't see any of the distinguishing colors. And then quite suddenly, Farin's head goes back and he laughs. He laughs very big and deep, as if he just got the greatest joke of all time, before he snaps his finger and he points at you and says, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Yeah, he's laughing at you. Yeah, at you. And he just pointed at you while laughing. And he said, "That makes sense." Spa, stop bullying us. How could you? You have one brain cell. Anything you want to say to him before he finishes what he's about to say? You have no right to be laughing. Oh, ads. Hold on. Ad party. Let's be a little more cautious, shall we, Labby? Okay, I'm going to type it in the chat.
That was great. I like
I'm typing in chat because I know some of you are stuck in ads, so I'm just going to type it first. So Fa snaps his fingers and points at you before giving you the biggest smile. Of course that makes sense. You're a frog. Frogs are sensitive to green and blue colors, even in the darkness. He goes on to say, so of course it would be blue for water because green would mean grass, and grass doesn't do any of those things in the riddle. Yes, dear.
Where's the TV and remote?
I don't know. You'll have to ask. So Fa agrees with you that the door color is blue and the answer is water. He just gained another brain cell. So he's gone from one brain cell to two. You can tell that he's suitably impressed with you right now, which kind of makes you feel good because last time he was teasing you about the fact that you got slapped by someone. So it's a nice change of pace that he's being nice. Spell Sonics. Yeah. Aw. No. Oh. There you go. Check says, I think it's blue too. Mm. There you go. And it should pop up, Bubby. Okay. Good night, Rain. Thank you for coming in, bestie. Okay, Chex, you enjoy your lurk. Labby, anything to add? Go see if Donna can help you. I'll fill you in, yes. The VOD will be available and I'll have it up on YouTube for everyone to rewatch. But I'll also do summaries. I'm Blue Dabba-Dee. Okay, do you want to open the door with caution or do you just want to kick it open and see what happens? Bye for now. Thank you so much for coming in. Okay, Rebel is all for opening it with caution. Kicking it would be so funny. But it would be smarter to be cautious. Creepy, that's a cute little emote. I need to figure out how to animate emotes. You vote kick because you're a gremlin. I mean, technically, your toes on your feet are very flexible, so you could open the door with your foot. Open carefully. All right, we've got 2 for opening it with caution. So I'm going to go ahead and ask that you make a roll. Yes, yeah.
I had to stop watching because it was dying and internet making it glitch.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. You can sit and listen in. Okay, so Creepy rolled a 13. Rebel rolled an 11. I'm going to roll for Fall. Of course, if anyone wants to take over playing as Farin, you can. You just need to tell me that you want to play as him. And then you can command all of his roles and you can say what he's going to say. You don't collectively have to say one character. You as the chat can be separated into the 2 different characters. Okay, and Lobby rolled a 7. Well, cautiously you grab the handle of the blue door and you slowly turn it open and peer through. Ahead of you, you see more darkness, but you cannot hear or sense any traps or anything lingering waiting for you. Yeah? Okay. Farin leans over you once more because he is taller than you, and I think he's probably enjoying being taller than you. And he listens and gives you the thumbs up.
What's the network password?
Kick a rock at it. On the other side of the box, the password is written on it. It should say something like short poodle, something. Open the door. Okay, we opened the door. Kick a rock inside just in case there's traps. It worked in the Sonic movie. Okay, yeah, you guys can kick a rock. So you kick a rock and it goes skittering down the hall and nothing seems to happen. You did lose sight of it though because it got eaten by the darkness. Nom nom nom. You could send Farron in first and see if anything happens to him. Sacrifice the boy. As the DM, I say sack of rice the boy. Rebel votes for sack of rice. Okay. That's too funny. Opening the door wider, Farron was also able to see the rock go skittering down the hall. T-pose for supremacy. Oh no. The thought of Toadsworth T-posing is hilarious. I see you T-posing. Making some little notes here while I wait for you guys to tell me what you want to do. Yeah, the door opened. Yeah. The door opened and the stone went skittering. Nothing seemed to have happened. Rebel is still voting to sack of rice Fa and push him in by himself, see if anything happens to him. Check for traps? Sure, you can check for traps, absolutely. Yeah, you can do perception. Whatever you want to do. I just need to know exactly what you want to do and who you want to do it, because they have different numbers and I have all the numbers in front of me. Yeah, any questions you have regarding what the characters can and cannot do, don't hesitate to ask me. I've got their sheets pulled up. I know exactly what they have and what they can do. And even though I'm the evil DM, I am here to assist you guys as well as be a hindrance. I'll just make up for it later. Okay, you want to see if you can see past the door and ask Fa to be vigilant too. Alright, so that'll be another roll. And we're rolling for perception. Oh, well, Fa got a 3. Fa peers past the door after you tell him to be vigilant and look for traps, and his nose scrunches up and he says, "Yep, it sure is dark in there." Labby got a 20. Woo! GG's, Labby. That is a natural 20. No other rolls matter. Rolled a 7. We're glad that that's the only roll that matters. So you shake your head at him and you peer into the dark. You can vaguely see the outline of the rock that you kicked, and you look around and you can see that the surrounding area is made of stone, and you don't see any kind of like levers or triggers or traps waiting to happen. It's just a stone corridor. You don't see where it ends, mind you, because you can't see that far. But from what you can tell so far, it's just a stone corridor. There's nothing there. There's not even any runes on the wall or anything. Also, you don't see like any gaps in the floor. I should have said that as well. It's sturdy. It's solid. Okay, now can we push Fa in? Wow. I don't know. Does the party want to push Fa in? No. Bobby says no. We need at least 2 out of 3 votes for push. We should stealth. BRB, enjoy your BRB. Fa is going to go in there regardless. It just depends on the marching order. Rebel says, but Fa was mean to my Toadsy for like forever. It's just some harmless revenge. Wink wonk. Scare him a little. He's not scared so far. Yeah, but Toadsy's so... Hey. Hey now. He does not. He's been doing good. He just had bad rolls, and because I'm the one that controls Toadsworth. No, he's baby. Alright, so what marching order do you want to go in? Do you want Toadsworth to go first, or do you want Farin to go first? Alright, Rebel votes Farin. I also have a tiebreaker if we can't decide. I've got a coin here. Or I can ask one of my other children.
What can I do for you?
Or I can ask my mom.
What's up?
Okay, so let me quickly regard Lavi's question. Is Fa more tanky? Even though Farin is a fighter, he is not. He only has a +1 to his strength. He does have a +3 to his dex. Toadsworth has a +2 to strength and a +2 to dex.
I'm silly. thirsty.
Because if he is, he should go first. You guys are sitting at about the same level.
Okay, so what are you asking me?
Mama.
Who should go first?
Toadsworth, because he has more strength.
Alright, my mom votes Toadsworth because he has more strength.
Come on, buddy, I'll get you a drink.
His con is what matters, and AC. Okay. So the Constitution is +2 for both of them. And the AC, give me 1 second. Good job. AC is 14 for Foreign and 12 for Toadsworth. So they're not too far off. Never mind. Go first, Pseudo Bard. You know, maybe we should go first. Nah, go first, Farin. Is that what you want to say to him? You want to tell Farin that he's a Pseudo Bard and he can go first? Can't believe you called him a Pseudo Bard. Alright, so after confirming with your own eyes that there doesn't appear to be any traps, you sidestep and you gesture with your arm as if you are a gentleman of your standards while holding the door open and say, after you. I'll guard the rear and you take the lead. Farin kind of looks at you quizzically as if he knows, like there's a comment you don't want to make or haven't made. But he doesn't question it and he proceeds to go first. Your phone's glitching out? I'm sorry, my love. So let us proceed. So Farin begins to lead the way. Alright, for a while you watch Farin walk, and once he disappears from sight, you listen, but you don't hear any cries of dismay or of hurt. So you cautiously follow after him and are guided by the sound of his footsteps. Your comment would be way worse, but you're not allowed to swear. Thank you, Lavi, for minding your manners. After a while, Farin once more comes to a stop. You've been walking in silence for quite some time now. And there are another 3 doors. From the left, the right, and the center. However, there do not appear to be any riddles. Except the space has gotten a little bit more narrow. Thank you, Coffee Bot. So how are we doing, chat? How's your backs doing? Are you staying hydrated? Taking care of yourselves? I hope so. Yeah, let's go. Do you want to look at these doors and see if they're the same? Yeah, okay. We need to roll for it. You rolled a 6. Don't squeeze the banana. Oh, Rebel rolled a 17. Nice, nice. So we got a 6 and a 17. And everyone else is ERB. So I will roll a tiebreaker roll. That is a 2. What? So you walk up to the door and you kind of have to squeeze beside Farin. And you look at these 3 doors and you notice that they're all blue. All 3 of them are blue. One of them, the one facing in the front, like before, has the dimmest shade of blue. And then on the left and the right of you, they are different shades of blue, but they are also blue. The one that leads to the right is the most intense color of blue. Baby, you're hungry? Well, where's your food? Mommy is so sick of these mother flipping doors and this mother flipping tunnel. You've only come across 6 doors so far. Do you want... Your brain is not strong. Do you want Farin to look at the doors? Yeah, you want him to look at the doors. Okay. Make Fa do it. Okay. Roll. Fa, your turn. Oh, okay. He got a really good roll. And with his modifier, yeah. So you already know that Farin can't see the colors of the doors, and he looks at you, and I'm going to assume that you inform him that all 3 doors are blue and you're not sure of where to go. And you ask him, brain cell activate. You ask him to take a look at the doors as well. He looks at them and he studies them very carefully, each in turn. It takes him about 10 minutes before he finally straightens up after examining each one, and he points to the knobs and tells you there are inscriptions on the doorknobs that are different pictures. So the door in front of you has an upside down diamond, which, as Toadsworth, you know that means it is the elemental symbol of water or magic. And then he points to the door to the right, and it is the elemental symbol of earth. And then he points to the left and says that that door is the symbol of darkness, which he is familiar with. So you have 3 doors of different colors. One of them has the symbol of earth, one of them has the symbol of water, and the other one has the symbol of darkness. Is there any new riddles? So he says that he doesn't see any writing anywhere. You didn't indicate that there was any writing anywhere, so he's just going to assume that there's not. And he cups his chin and thinks for a moment and says, what if this is part of the first riddle, where we had to follow the trail of water? Alright, you think it's water. Okay, so you're going to agree that it's water. Do you want to make another roll to see if there's more to it than that? Water door, hang on. Sure, I can hang on. Sure, I can read you the full riddle, no problem. So let me pull that back up and let you roll again. Okay. So the full riddle is, when you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I will wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your homes, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer me and you'll be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3. Yeah, go ahead. You can roll again. You're free to also discuss. Let me roll again. You're unsure. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can roll again. Oh, that's a 15. That's a really good roll. Look at you. So you think on it as Toadsworth, and you feel pretty confident that the answer is still going to be water, because even though you're going into a mountain that belongs to the dwarves, you get the feeling that this puzzle and series of riddles was not designed by the dwarves, and that there's some kind of like bigger force and work here in the design of this labyrinth that you've entered. Sure, so on the door ahead of you, there's the symbol of water on it. On the door to your right is the symbol of earth, and the door on the left is the symbol of darkness. Okay, Rebel says, hold on, shadows can be red depending on the light source. If shadows cast by an object blocking only blue and green light. Maybe. If a shadow is casted by an object blocking only blue and green light. There is something about picking dark. I can go back and reread. So, when you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I'll wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your homes, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer to me and you'll be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3. You think darkness may be the answer? The depths is dark? Yeah, the depths of the ocean is very dark. Shadows can also be purple and gray, my mom says. And sometimes blue. This is true. So Fa did give his opinion. He said that you should follow on the water path because that was the theme of the first one. Yeah, pick my hue from the doors 3. The 2 other doors are blue and green, and like I said, shadows. Okay, so all 3 of these doors are blue. All 3 of these doors that you see now are blue. They're just different shades of blue. The brightest door is the one that leads to the right. The door in front of you isn't as bright a shade of blue, and then the door to the left is a medium shade of blue. You want to pick the darkness element? Okay. What do you think, Rebel? Let's do the darkness. Okay. Darkness, darkness, darkness. All right. So you and Farin enter into the door to the left, which is darkness. You can either go to the left or the right. Which direction do you want to go? Okay, so Rebel votes the right. I'm going to take a sippy sip of water. Ah. Butter, do my stretches. Oh, Cthulhu, no. Oh, no. Cthulhu, please. Thank you for the redemption. Sorry for the Cthulhu. Hop, hop. Hop, hop, hop. Just watch my mouth. It's all here. Yes, you went through the darkness door, and on your left and on your right are the only ways you can go now. Can you perceive any hints? You can make a perception check if you want to. Yep, you'll have to roll for it. The almighty dice demands rolls. The almighty dice laughs at your 5. Lavi got a 13 though. So I'll go ahead and make a roll. That's a 6. So you perceive that once you open that door and go through, it smells danky in there. It smells like cave. A very strong algae smell hits your sensors. So it's there's moisture in here. It's a danky cave. But you don't know which way to go based on the dankiness. If you feel uncertain, you can back out and try one of the other doors. You don't have to commit to going left or right. You can open or try to open the other doors and see what you can see. You could also ask Farin to check one of the other doors. And technically, it wouldn't be a party split. Fa, go check. Okay, so you nerd. Which door do you want him to check? The door of earth, or do you want him to check the water door? Probably the water door, Rebel says. Okay, so you want him to check the water door. Okay, so you turn your head back and you look at him and say, Fa, check the water door just to be sure. So I'm going to roll for Fa. He got a 3. He got a 3. Farin walks up to the water door and he tries to jiggle the handle to open the door, but the door doesn't budge for him. And he looks back at you from where you are in the doorway and say, I think it's stuck. I think the doorknob has rusted. He needs to eat a sandwich. Well, you asked for him to do a perception check, not a strength check. Stop being weak. Wow. Ouch. Skinny little nerd. Wow, Rebel. Are you having Toadsworth say these things? Well, good thing, because he'd probably take issue with those. Rebel over here throwing all the salt. This is a salty fry basket. I love you guys, by the way. That's great. I love all your salty, sassy little replies. They're adorable. They give me lifeblood. Oh, Dobby is a burnt piece of bacon because of how hard you roast him. I don't think that's why he's a burnt piece of bacon. Fa should be careful. I mean, technically, Tensworth does have the fire element. Lobby joins you in roasting Dobby. Edgy daddy issues boy. Wow, okay. Okay. So what do you want to do? Spa can't get the door open by himself, and you've perceived that you're in a danky area where you can either go left or right. Getting the whole world in his family drama. What a loser. Wow. Welcome to Hot Takes, where we maybe D&D. But mostly we're roasting a fictional character from My Hero Academia. You think you should go right? We can ask the almighty third party what they should do. Let's go right. Okay, so you both said to go to the right. Dobby smells like expired KFC. Wow. Alright, you two critics, go ahead and make me a roll. That's an 18 for Rebel and a 15 for Lolly. Hey, look at you. So you and Farin begin to walk to the right, and about 5 minutes in, you stop. And good thing you did, because as you came to a stop, there was a loud squelch from the ceiling, and a wet ball of moss falls and narrowly lands on you before it bursts into some goo that gets on your feet. The good thing about the goo falling is that as it explodes, some splatters on the walls around you, and you realize that you were about to smack into a dead end. Do you want to try the left path or go back the way you came? Okay, so you're going to turn around. Do you want to go back out and try to get one of the other doors open, or go to the left? Try the other path, okay? So, I'm going to go ahead and make a roll. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, I see you there. Alright. Uno momento. So you begin to walk down the left path, and you and Fa continue to walk for about 15 minutes. Go ahead and make another roll for me. Crud biscuits. Okay, gonna roll for Fa. Oh, he got a 2. So we got a 4, a 6, and a 2. Both you and Fa continue to walk all the way down the left path, and as you do so, you smack into another dead end. You just walked in a giant loop. Fa gives a shake of his head. Where's Batman when you need him? He's still in prison. Go back. Dobby heard you talking about him and decided to burn your luck. Alright, we're gonna go back from whence we came. Alright, so 15 minutes of your life have been effectively wasted. Technically 20 minutes of your life. You're back where you started at the 3 doors. You've gone through the darkness door and came upon 2 dead ends. You got a little bit of slime on your foot, so every time you walk now, you just hear a loud squelching. Not the baby dinosaur roar, but a loud squelching. I don't care about Dobby's revenge. He's still an ugly, burnt crispy. Alright, what would you like to do? You can take the right path or you can go straight. You don't like things that squish beneath your feet. Oh, it's too bad. It's stuck to your foot now and it's not coming off. Maybe we should go straight. Ew. Alright, so Fa expressed that the door appeared to be stuck. Do you want to try and get it open? Even though it's Pride Month, very funny. Very funny, Lobby. These are the choices. To be fair, I wrote this like 3 months ago. But yes, happy Pride Chat. Love you, appreciate you, regardless of things and other things. Can we tell why it's stuck? Is it locked? You'll have to roll. Fa just kind of gave a jiggle and he pushed on it, but you didn't deduce anything from that instance. You just have his word. Okay, that's 11. That's a 2. Bruh. So I will roll for Farin again. That's a 9. Farin tries to open the door once more, and it budges a small bit. You go up to it, and you wiggle on it, and you push on it, and you don't really know why it's not budging, because it doesn't feel like something is weighing the door down from behind. You know, like a rock would be there, maybe keeping it shut. You just can't get it open. It could be the hinges are rusted. You don't know. Let's try to force it. Okay, that's another roll. Do you want Farin to help you? Maybe like a push together sort of situation? Yeah, get your tail over here. On your 3. Alright, we're going to push together on 3. You turn to Farin and gesture to the door and say, we'll go on 3 to get this open. So, in a way, you guys get to kick down the door. Like you wanted originally. So with Farin helping you, what's going to happen is instead of him rolling individually, he's going to give you advantage on the door. So you both can go ahead and make a roll. And then depending on the roll, you can roll again, like if it's too low. That's an 8 and a 2. Dobby! Dobby! That's a 4. It's all up to Rebel now. Rebel basically needs to get something close to a 20. That's a 9. Despite your and Farin's best Shoto! You don't know why, but you faintly hear that echoing in the cavern. I'm kidding. No, you don't hear that. Despite yours and Farin's best efforts, you just cannot get that door to budge. Like, Farin is putting all of his little weight into it, and you pushing on it as well. But it is just not budging. However, as you're pushing, you hear it squish. Iggs, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to have you. How are you, my love? Are you taking care of yourself? You hate doors? So currently in D&D, they're struggling with the door. Since you popped in, Iggs, if you would like to make a roll and try to save their butts to get this door open, you can. Rebel's over here, grossly sobbing. Please save us. And that is exclamation point roll. Dobby, no one's trying to burn you alive. Leo, welcome in. Dark Leo is in the house. Iggs rolled an 8. Oof. Leo, we are doing D&D. We're trying to get through this door. Their rolls have been butts. Since you and Iggs both entered the chat, if you want to try and help them get that door open, Leo, just type exclamation point roll and see if you can budge on it. Sorry, bad rolls as usual. It's okay, Iggs. Everyone's happy. That's a 5. Everyone is cursed. This door is not budging. So you hear it squishing, and then the door wobbles against both your and Farin's weight before it snaps back shut and knocks you both back onto your butt. That door is not going anywhere. It just sassed you. It knocked you both back onto your booties. It's done with you. Rebel threw something in disgust. You're not done with this door? Oh, okay. So, Leo, just a quick heads up. Let me give you a recap of what's going on. You both have entered into the mountain trying to find the people that have been poaching owlbears and also who have been poaching people, apparently. You've come into this maze-like cavern that's super dark. You can't quite see everything that's going on. And you were following the clues of a riddle. And I will reread that riddle really quick. So let me see. So for the riddle, and I'll get back to you, chat. I love you. Alright. When you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I'll wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your homes, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer to me, and you'll be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3. So when we first encountered that riddle, you came across 3 doors. One that was I was combining them. One that was green, one that was blue, and one that might have been red. Toadsworth deduced that the door they need to go through is blue, and that was the correct door. You went through it, and you've come across another set of doors. However, they are all blue, with symbols drawn into the doorknobs. One is the symbol for darkness, one is the symbol for water, and one is the symbol for earth. We went through the darkest one and came upon slime and dead ends. The slime is now stuck to the bottom of your foot, so now you make squishing noises when you walk. Currently, we're trying to get through the door that has the water symbol on it. Ready? Oh, very silly. Okay, so back to present. Not done with the store. Can I roll again for Max? He popped in the room. Yes, Max can make an honorary roll. Since he just graduated, everyone. He graduated high school. Celebratory roll, punch thy door. Leo, why are you brain loading? Oh, look at that. Egg's got a 14. All right, so that also means thank you, Max. Thank you. The MVP of the day. So, in your froggy anger, you pull up your pants as you stand, and you really throw your weight on this door. And it budges open further than it has before. You can almost squeeze through the space. Now, you can either have Farin try to assist you with the door again, or he can individually push it. What do you want him to do? I'm also so proud of him. Fa push ads. Okay, hold on. So I'm typing in the chat to recount. Toadsworth has gotten the door open almost enough to squeeze through. You can ask Fa to either help you push or push separately. With you gives you the chance to re-roll again. Pushing by himself adds is his own attempt. Okay. So Toadsworth has gotten the door open almost enough to squeeze through. You can ask Fa to either help you push or push separately. Pushing with you gives you the chance to re-roll again. Pushing by himself is his own attempt to get the door open. So that will be on his strength modifier. You can ask him to do either thing. Also, thank you so much, everyone, for sitting through those ads. I deeply appreciate it. Every little bit helps my channel and helps support me in getting my kids fed and paying my bills. And I wouldn't be here without all of you, so thank you just for being here and just being you. Just let him push separately? We did a bad job. You're scared to roll again, honestly? Yeah, because then it'll be on me and you guys can yell at me. Because I'm rolling for Fa, we're too slimy. You're covered in mucus, you're a frog. It's not slime, it's mucus. Alright, so that's 2 votes for letting Fa push by himself. I consider all opinions. If you want him to help and we have a majority vote where he just does the help, we can, or you can vote to roll just for him. I will roll just for him. Also, let me know when you're back from those ads. I don't have any indicators that tell me. You roll, big boy! While you wiggle your shoulder at me. You're half Alhassa. Yes, he is. Alhassa is, just to recap everyone, an Alhassa is a combination of an orc and a tiefling. We don't use canon races, canon quote unquote, mostly races in this campaign because it's homebrew and I don't want to be sued. So orc and tieflings are the same thing. They're called Hassa and Alhassas.
I'm listening again.
Huh?
I'm listening again.
Oh, So we're back from ads? Oh, okay. Yay, welcome back from ads. All right, Leo and Iggs, if you want to weigh in, you can. Do you want to have an extra chance to roll to get a better roll, or do you want Farin to roll separately? And by doing that, that means I roll for him. So if we fail, it's just my fault. It's not your guys' fault. He's weak, though. His other half is gnome. He's half Alhassa, half gnome. He's a small boy. Okay, that's fine, Iggs. Thank you so much for dropping in. Iggs believes that she is cursed with bedrolls, and Max is off talking to his mom. So, and also Iggs may have to leave because her phone is dying. That's okay. I love you. Thank you for popping in. So I'll just go ahead and roll and spare you guys. All right, here we go. No pressure. That's a 4. The look Rebel just gave me. The look of disgust.
It's Dobby, I'm telling you. We talked about him and then he said, hey, don't rope me. Dobby heard us, that's what this is.
Dobby!
I'm telling you it's Dobby.
One bonk for laughing. Farin's foot slips as he's doing his best to push against that door, and he slides forward, face planting into the door. But the door does not budge further as he slides to the ground. Okay, so he only takes 1 point of damage. He's got a tiny little nosebleed. So you have the door open. It's not all the way open. The slime seems to be squelching from the strain of you trying to get that door open. Do you want to keep trying to get it open? Or do you want to just give up and go to the other door? Nah, what? Now it's personal. Uh-oh. Push. Okay, Lobby is all for stubborn determination. We push. Who else? What does everyone else want to do?
Well, now we have beef with the door.
Now you have a beef with the door, Rebel says. This is great. I'm loving it. I'm eating up your anguish. Nom nom nom. Delicious. Dobby will not defeat you. Dobby's not even here.
He is.
He is.
We summoned him by roasting him, so he came swinging with some hugs.
You are the better fire user. Well, in fact, you are a fire user. Toadsworth does indeed.
Burn the door then. Do it Dobby style.
Toadsworth indeed does have the fire magics.
Awesome. I'm not in
Rebel votes to burn the door.
Dobby style.
Dobby style.
I'm not in stream anymore because my phone died.
That's fine.
And I don't know if Twitch is going to work on my computer because it hasn't been working for
That's
like
fine.
the past 3 days.
That's fine.
But I'm just going to be here.
Rebel's gonna be off to the side trying to do input. Yes, push. You want to push at least? Alright, so we have 1 vote for pushing and 1 vote for setting the door on fire.
I still think that's
It's a strawberry.
Oh, I like your little strawberry dragon.
Burn it down.
Burn it down to the ground. Alright, well, if you want to push, if anyone wants to keep pushing, all you gotta do is exclamation point roll.
Mama,
Babe,
I was burning the door.
okay. Chat can decide this too? Yes. We can pause a few moments to see if chat wants to weigh in. I think Dark Leo. Poor Leo. And then eggs will eventually disappear. But I'll wait a few minutes. Actually, now is a great time for us to do our stretchies and get something to drink, get something to eat if you need to. Maybe one last push before mayhem, Egg says. Okay. Stretching while you guys talk. Gonna stretch to my left. Stretch to the right. Gonna roll my wrist out. Rolling my ankles. We do the hokey pokey and we turn ourselves around. That's what it's all about. Alright, if you guys want to push, go ahead and type that exclamation point roll. Ooh, look at that! Yay, Eggs, you got a 19! Yes!
Dobby has left it, right?
Oh, Blabby got a 20! Oh, you are so full of rage and determination. Your body does catch a little bit on fire. Your eyes scrunch together and your lip curls. And you give a great big mighty heave of the door. And just like that, the door flies open. The slime slides out from underneath of the door. And let's see. Let's gonna do a mystery roll. Got a 3. Okay. So it slides out from underneath of the door and goes bouncing and lands on Farin's head, but it does not explode like the one before it does. And as you push that door open, you and Farin are gusted a bit by a strong burst of air, and in the distance you can hear the loud rumbling of water falling somewhere deeper into the mountain. You can hear an underground waterfall, and you can kind of smell it on the air now. You did it! You got the door open. Presently, you still just see darkness because you haven't looked around. If you want to look around, that's another roll. But congratulations! You got the door open!
Finally! After what, 20 minutes?
Look! By the way, if you're wondering if you're Dobby out of here, roll. If you're wondering, the slime that was keeping the door closed is about the size of a water bottle.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. You guys just had really bad rolls.
We were fighting with a water bottle size moss slime thing for 20 minutes. Because Dobby had to enter the chat.
That's great. If I had rolled higher, the slime would have exploded onto you and Farin.
Now what? I'm done
Alright, Lobby got a 7 on that roll. I'll roll for Farin to see if he sees anything. Okay, he got a 13. So Farin picks himself up. You can see that his face is a little bit darker, and he gives you a nervous chuckle while wiping a little bit of blood off of his face and tossing away the slime that gave you both problems. And he said, I guess this makes us even now. His eyes kind of dart around, and he steps through the door that you conquered and so triumphantly pushed open. And then he gives a low whistle and says, you're not going to be too happy, Toadsy. He's going to go on in. Ahead of you, there's an endless stretch of what appears to be cavern. It's a lot more rough and made of stone, but there doesn't seem to be an end in sight for you to, so you're going to follow him in. On and on the trail. I'm going to just go ahead and keep going. Sorry for the pause. I was pulling up my notes. On and on the trail continues to get more narrow and more unsteady afoot. But the sound of the rushing water gets louder and louder until it is thundering furiously in your ears. Eventually, Farin comes up to a bend in the road that turns off to the right. And he stops there and looks back at you and says, do you want me to go ahead and check for more of those surprise traps we're so worried about? Yes, look for him. Okay. So he's going to roll. Oh, he's back on his foolishness. Oh boy. So Farin proceeds carelessly. You hear him trip and stumble and give a short little cry before a small crash. And you wait a few minutes and he eventually says, I'm okay. You rolled a 12 and I don't really need a contesting roll for that. You think that it's safe to proceed in because Farin's still alive and he probably just tripped over a rock. So you follow along. You probably push past him since he's fallen. As you're both walking down this really narrow path, you come upon an open area, a little more open area, and you see not one, not two, and not even 3 doors. You are now faced with 4 doors. You have 2 doors behind you going to the left and 2 doors in front of you going to the right. You can see further into this open area and note that the wall stops there. So, more doors. Exciting. Do you want to investigate the doors? Farron's scratching his head, and he kind of plops down on his butt and rubs at the back of his legs and says, "When will these doors ever end?" He looks up to you and says, "I think you're wrong here, Toadsy. I know we ran into a singular trap, but no one would put more traps on top of this maze."
Why are there so many doors?
Because there's a lot of doors. It's part of the maze. And you have to go through doors to get to where you want to go.
I thought there wasn't doors in the maze.
Well, this is my maze. This is the maze I made myself. Did I kill you, Lavi, with the doors? Hex, aka Ig, says, "Sounds like y'all fell into the back rooms." Lavi says, "My brain, someone take the wheel." Alright, Rebel's speaking in the background.
Alright, repeat the riddle again.
Okay, once more we're going to repeat the riddle. Okay. When you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I'll wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your homes, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer to me, and you'll be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3.
Alright, so we did the tears one.
Uh-huh,
The
you did.
next one was the depth one. So the next one would be the red one. Or the darkness. I'll carry your dead one.
Okay, so Rebel has an interesting point off screen. Rebel says we already did the tears by choosing the correct door color. You did in the depths, you'll hold your fears. We've already gone through the darkness door. And now the next one, Rebel believes, is something about red
Or war.
or war.
One of the two.
So, and that being the case, you'll probably need to investigate these doors.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you need me to dice up anything?
No, there's nothing else to dice.
Onion? Anything?
There's no onion.
Okay.
Bless you. So, huh? You have to learn how to think on Harry Potter
Yeah,
terms.
because in Harry Potter, there was different parts of the riddle.
Yeah.
There was one riddle, but each line was a different part of it.
Yeah. So Rebel makes the point that by following the Harry Potter logic, that each part of the riddle was important, and you have to follow each line. So Rebel believes there's something about red going on. Rebel unfortunately cannot do any rolls in the chat because they were struggling with their phone and they can't be on their computer for it. So I will be rolling for Rebel as well. That's a 5.
Dobby has entered chat again. Are you just haunting me? Because literally after I left, they got the 19 and 20. Dobby's just haunting me because I had to bring him up.
Alright, that's an 11. Fortunately, I can also roll for Farin. That's a 1. Farin has mentally checked out. His singular brain cell is gone. And he looks at you and he says, what, an idiot? Wow. He says, Tootsie, why don't we just, camp here for the night? We can try this again after we rest. So, I don't know if Biggs or anyone else wants to try to make a roll to assist Lobby. That's a 9. Okay, so that's good enough, I think.
It's raining.
Good job. You're so tired. You're so... Lobby is so... ... So with as Toadsworth, you are also feeling pretty tired, but you walk around the room and you squint at the doors, and you notice that all of them have pretty muted colors. So you can't tell if any of the doors are blue or green. And you think that they aren't blue or green. These are differently colored doors. Lobby, I cannot, also Chex, if you're listening, Lobby and Chex, I cannot wait for you to go running to Shasta's later in your D&D and be like, Tato bullied us. Tato made us go through all these doors. This is worse than fighting an enemy.
I am tired of the doors.
Rebel is tired of the doors.
Tired of the doors, tired of the grenade. I'll go back.
For me, this is great because, I made this to be challenging. So I'm glad it's challenging at least. Rebel says, of course you would. Anything you want to say to Farin, Rebel?
Nope.
Nope. You got nothing for him?
Nope. I say we just go to sleep.
You just go to sleep?
I'm too tired because he's on for you. And Dobby's still haunting me.
Do you guys want to call for help?
Yes.
get Creepy back in here. Well, Creepy's locked into work stuff, so Creepy won't be back. Yeah, you asked God. Okay, hold on. Mimi! We're going to call the almighty Mama Potato.
Okay. How may I assist you today?
Alright, so chat has requested help because they are stumped. I've made them go through a labyrinth and a lot of doors.
I love it.
So I'm going to read back the puzzle for my mom, Mama Potato, here for your rescue. So, the riddle is, when you feel sad, I'll collect your tears. Though in the depths, I'll hold your fears. In war, I'll wear red. In darkness, I'll carry your dead. In your homes, in your mountains and skies, I am everywhere that cannot be denied. Answer to me and you'll be free. Pick my hue from the doors 3. So, the first door, or the first set of doors they went through, were green, blue, and a color they could not discern. Creepy already solved that the answer to the riddle is water. So they went through the blue door because blue is water.
Okay.
That was correct. They came to another set of doors that were different colors of blue.
Okay.
They went through a door that had a symbol that meant darkness, and it was not the right way. They came back and went through the door that had the symbol for water, and that might have been the right way. So they've gone further into a cavern, and now they are not at 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 doors. They have walked around the room, and none of the doors are blue.
Okay.
That is what they've discerned so far.
All right. Do we have any idea what color the doors actually are?
No, you cannot discern what color the doors are. You just know that they are not blue.
All right. Let me pull out the flashlight on my cell phone, and we'll take a good look.
No, that's cheating. There's no cell phones. They say, hi, Mama Potato.
Hi, everybody.
Mama Potato says, hi, chat. Now, so they did an investigation roll. I'll relay what they came into this room. So
Okay.
when they finally got that door open, they heard the rushing sound of water and they can feel gusts of wind. So
Okay.
there's an underground waterfall somewhere. As they got to these 4 doors, the waterfall is sounding extremely close, but they cannot see it. They're still inside of like a closed off room. Do you want to try to investigate the room again?
No, I think we should head for the waterfall.
All right, my mom suggests that you head for the door where you can hear the waterfall the loudest.
They're going to be able to feel the breeze.
You'll be able to feel the breeze.
You'll be able to clearly hear the sound of water.
You'll be able to clearly hear the sound of water,
And you may be able to hear other things.
and you may be able to hear other things. Bobby says, Mama, good, yes, let's go. All right, so if you want to find a door where you can hear the waterfall, you have to roll again.
Well, you're gonna have
I will, because my mom is giving her divine intervention, I will give you the opportunity to roll with advantage. So if you roll poorly the first time, you can roll again.
You have to roll for me.
I have to roll for Rebel.
I'll just stand here until my presence
Eggs,
is
if you want to roll, you can. That's exclamation point roll.
What did I get?
Okay, so Lobby got a 2. Rebel got a 17.
Okay, so that's a 19.
We're not, I don't add them together.
Oh, okay.
It's just a majority roll.
Okay.
And Iggs got a 7. So Lavi and Iggs, you can re-roll. Rebel, yours is fine. Lavi's screaming. Okay, Lavi got a 10. That's good. That's not bad. That's better than a 2 or a 7. I am a kind and benevolent DM. Oh, and Ix got a 14. Good job, guys. You made
that's
it.
great roll.
Thank you for your
Atta
time
lurks.
for
Enjoy your lurk, Atta. Enjoy laughing at their pain and suffering.
You're welcome.
Okay. So you listen to the sound of the waterfall and you cup the back of your head with both of your hands and you listen very intently and you hear the rushing of the waterfall and the call of the wind from the doors facing to the right. And there's 2 doors facing to the right. So now it's just a matter of picking one of those doors to go through. You approach both, and they both sound to have about the same level of sound for the waterfall. All right, I'm going to go ahead and roll for Farn and see if he can assist. That's a 9. Okay, let me... See, that's good enough. So Farn follows close behind you, and he looks at the door that you first approached on that side. And he's looking at the doorknob, and he points at it and says that this doorknob has the elemental symbol of water on it. And that's the door, the very first door. He's like standing next to it on the image in the screen. So the door directly in front of him has the water symbol carved into it. Thank goodness. Is that the door you want to go through? Or do you want to look at the other door as well? What's the other symbols? Okay, so you want Farn to look at the other doors? Or do you want him to stay where he is? And do you want to go check? If you send him to look, that's me rolling. If you go look, you have to roll. Fa is rolling bad too, yep. Shaw says, welcome in. Hello, everyone. I'm here in spirit alone because I can't listen in at the moment. I hope the session is going well.
It is not.
I'll go. You'll have him stay there. They are fighting doors. They are fighting. Evil cackles. Evil demon cackle. I should say evil DM giggling. The bane of all adventures. I said that they've faced 10 doors so far. These are the next 4. Okay, so Farn is staying by one door. The door on the left. Or, well, on the right. It would be his right. Okay. And Toadsworth is investigating the door on the right. Go ahead and roll to investigate the doorknob. Okay, let me edit that. It's staying by the door on the right that has okay. Fa is staying by the door on the right that has the water symbol on it, and Toadsworth is investigating the door on the far right, I should have said. Go ahead and roll to investigate. Yep. On the right, on the left. Directions. If you see one more door, you will start using naughty words. PG-13, Lobby. PG-13. Gonna roll for Rebel. Ooh, look at that. Lobby got a 12. Rebel got an 18. Dobby has left the chat. So you look at the doorknob and you see also the elemental symbol for water on this doorknob. Except this one is darker in the middle. Before it was just the outline of the symbol. Okay, so you look at the other knob and also see the elemental symbol of water on it, except the inside is darker. The first one also had the symbol for water. So the one far on his by has water, and the one you just investigated has water as well, except it's darker in color. Now, if you would like, you can roll me one more check. Okay, before we go to the third one, because remember, you came to these two doors because you heard the sound of rushing water the strongest from these two doors. So we're going to ignore the third and the fourth one for right this moment. If you will roll me one more check for Toadsworth to see if maybe there's something more special about this door or the knob than the one that Farron had investigated. Okay, roll to investigate. Okay. I'm also typing for Shassis, so Shassis can participate if she wants to. And I'll wait just a minute and take a drink of water. And I'll also roll for Rebel. Rebel got an 11. Ooh, Lobby got a 12. Rebel got an 11. Rebel has a question.
One of the symbols is dark.
Yes, Rebels.
That could either be from moss or rust, which is both from moisture, which would be from the water from.
Okay, so Rebel made a theory that it's darker because it could be from rust or from moss, which would have made it darker. So Iggs rolled a 2. Thank you, Iggs, for trying. Every little bit is appreciated. All right, so we got two decent rolls.
It's okay.
We got 2 decent rolls, and that's what matters. They're majority. You stare. Long. Calm down, Lobby. I haven't done my narrating. I'm sorry, Lobby. I love you. Okay, you stare for a long moment at the doorknob. And as you stare at the darker color, you eliminate the possibility that it is moss or rust But you recall the depth of the color as a thing you saw at the beginning of the maze with the door that was not green or blue. So for this doorknob, you know that it has a deep dark color in the center of the symbol. You're just not sure what that color is, but you can tell that it is not green or blue, but it is the exact same color as the third door that you did not go through at the beginning of the maze and that you could not tell the color of. Ah, Lavi says, so it's red, more than likely, that one. Rebel, do you have any thoughts? No, your thoughts are gone?
Yeah.
You don't even have thoughts of things you've already said?
Red.
Red.
Yeah, red.
Red.
I said red. I
Yeah.
said that the next part of the riddle would have something to do with red.
Yep. Rebel remembered that the part of the riddle might come into play with these doors because it mentions the color red.
I beat him in brain cells.
You beat him in brain cells.
Yeah.
So, Rebel has deduced that the color is also red, like you, Lavi. So you've got a door that does not have a color on the inside of the symbol, and you have a door that has the red color on the inside of the symbol. So which one do you think is the correct one? The one that Fa found or the one that you found? And let me type that in the chat. Red is a color. While you guys think about it. Two doors. You must go. Time to start cooking dinner. So much fried chicken to fry. All right. Thank you so much, Iggs, for coming in. I love you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for participating. I hope you had fun and enjoy your dinner. Try to take it easy on yourself. Good luck on the back door space. Thank you. Talk to you later, my love. Thank you. Okay, so I typed in chat, red is a color that was in the riddle, and you believe the color in the center of the symbol is the door is also red. You have 2 doors with the elemental symbol of water. You can hear a waterfall behind both. Which door do you go through? Faw's door or the red door? Okay, Lavi is voting for the red door.
Red door.
Rebel also voted for the red door. Do you want Fa to try going through his door? Or do you want him to follow you into yours?
Is it possible they both lead to the same room?
Oh, so my bugaboo, who's been listening in to the conversation and the chat, no, stay put, just suggested that both doors lead to the same room. That was their suggestion. Okay, Lavi said maybe. What does Rebel say?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have less brain cells than Fa right now.
You have less brain cells than Fa.
burned all of them.
Dobby burned the brain
Maybe
cells.
took my role.
Rebel's ranting now.
Took my and it took my phone
Okay,
battery.
do you want Fa
To go in
Yeah.
separately?
Yeah.
All right,
What
Rebel.
do we do?
Rebel says Fa goes in his door. What do you say, Lavi? Do you want him to follow you or go in through his own door? Just go at this point. You give Farron a wave of your hand and tell him to just go. And the both of you open both doors at the exact same time, and you step through. The rush of the water begins going louder and louder in your ears as you travel down. You descend a short flight of stairs and come into another room. Meanwhile, Farron goes down his hallway, and he also descends a small flight of stairs, and it is in fact the exact same room.
No, we were both right.
So you were both right.
I knew it.
Farron gives you a broad grin and gives you a wave. And in front of you, there is another set of doorways with some small steps leading downwards. However, there is no door obstructing your path. Do you want to continue? Do you want to check for traps? What do you want to do? Do you just want to keep going? Check for traps, Lavi says. Do you want to do that as Toadsworth or have Farron check? Alright, you'll have to roll for it. Lavi, no! Lavi rolled a 2.
Roll for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Poor Lavi. think Lobby's exploded, chat. Alright, I'm rolling for Rebel. That's a 10. I'll go ahead and roll for Fall. That's a 17. Okay. So, exhausted, you look around at the two doors, and they look the same to you. Everything is looking the same. You can hear water coming from just beyond both door frames, but you're just kind of too tired, and you rest against Farin's side for a minute and close your eyes. Farin sympathetically reaches up and pats the top of your head and says, "It's okay, I'm tired too." He looks around and he points straight ahead of him and says, "That way looks clear, and I can feel the wind at the top of my head." He's got a slight height advantage over you, so he can feel the wind clearly coming from his doorway. I'm tired of this group. I'm sorry, Lobby.
Tired, Mama.
You're tired too?
Yes.
We can stop here. If you're too tired, we can stop
I think
here.
I can go in and blow up everything.
Get out. Go towards the wind. Okay. It can be apart at this point. Mommy, just get out of the water. Get out of the water. Get in the water. Rebel also votes that way, so. Alright, you follow Pa's lead and descend down the short flight of stairs. Alright, at this point, you come into yet another room. However, this room is much smaller than the last, and there are only two ways to go. You can either proceed straight ahead, or you can go to an open door on the left.
More door?
It's an open door.
Okay.
It's not a closed door. You can see a small hallway. Curiously, this small hallway appears to be made of wood. Through the door that's leading straight through, you can clearly see that it's made of more stone. However, there is a tapestry hanging from the wall close to the entrance. Okay. Let me do the quick, small description.
Okay. I love you.
Okay, so let me read that out loud. Can we check the tapestry? Yes, you can. You have to do a little investigation check on it, but you can definitely look at it and see if you can figure out what's going on. And while you do that, I'm going to adjust the map. Okay, that should be good. There we go. Ooh, 14. I know I've got to roll for Rebel. Thank you for hanging through those ads, everyone. It's appreciated. Oh, nice. So I'm typing. I'm sorry, I'm quiet in chat. I'm typing for those that have me on mute but are still trying to pay attention. So let me get my notes. Okay. I know, baby. Thank you. Thank you for sitting through those ads. I appreciate it, guys. All right, I'm typing. Okay, so you approach the tapestry and are immediately taken aback by how stunning and new this dark blue piece of art is. Woven in silver is a depiction of the Keeper of Water herself, Sierra Shelm, the great white dragon. Oh, thank you for the hydration check. Appreciate it, Ada.
'Tis better than thine. Verily, 'tis better than thine. I could apprentice thee, but I would levy a fee.
Okay, so you see the depiction of the Keeper of Water herself, Sierra Shelm. Her claws are outstretched to help some mermaids out of the water and onto dry land. So you approach the tapestry and are immediately taken aback by how stunning and new this dark blue piece of art is. Woven in silver is a depiction of the Keeper of Water herself, Sierra Shelm. Her claws are outstretched to help mermaids out of the water and onto dry land. She is a white dragon. And you, as Toadsworth, recognize who she is. Farin walks up to you and he lets out a soft sounding gasp as he looks at the tapestry. And his eyes kind of glint a little with wonder as he crosses his arms, and he said, "Oh, so that's what a dragon really looks like, huh?" He has never seen a dragon before in his life. Like, sincerely, he is breathtaken by this tapestry. He loves it. But yes, thank you for the hydration. I did hydrate. And I'm going to type Bob marvels at the tapestry. And I'm doing loosely so I can type faster. Okay, so I said Bob marvels at the tapestry and confesses that he's never seen a real dragon before. Just a recap for anyone tuning back in, we've been following a bunch of puzzles that are very water themed. And now we're at the next part of this maze / puzzle. We've got a door to our right / left. For me, sitting in my chair, it's the left, but for them, it would be the right. That leads to a hallway that's open but made of wood, and the tunnel ahead of you is made of stone. But there is a tapestry next to this tunnel hallway that's made of stone, and it's blue, and it has a water dragon on it, and she is white. As Toadsworth, you know this is Sierra Shelm. And she is one of the great dragon lords. Is there anything behind the tapestry? You can feel around behind it if you want. That's another roll you have to make to investigate. Sure, poor Lavi. I hit you with all the riddles. That's a 1.
I'm done with the riddle.
You're done with these riddles?
I'm done.
Do you want me to roll for you, Rebel?
I give up. I'm gonna go to 11.
Okay, Rebel rolled an 11. And Fa rolled a 9.
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention. But Mimi's in a room. You can't
Divine
ask her.
intervention.
You can't ask her. A Mama Potato's in a room. Rebel's in their room screaming, Divine intervention! So you press on the tapestry and you feel around it and you can't feel anything. It's just cold stone. So what would you like to do now?
Act like you're pressing buttons.
Act like you're pressing buttons? So that's another roll.
They're roll for it.
Rebel losing their mind in the other room. That's a 2.
We've been doing this for
11.
Done.
You press really hard on it, but it's just cold stone. You don't feel anything. There's no switches. There's no catch. There's no gizmos. There's no runes that you can feel with the tips of your fingers or anything. It is just a wall behind the tapestry. Atta, do you want to try to roll and help them out? If only we had a character that was good at investigating. Yeah, too bad you haven't found him yet. How does this work? Okay, Ada, so what you do is in the chat, you type !roll, ROLL with no space in between it, and it rolls. And then what I do as the DM is I do majority roll. So like if like I rolled for Rebel got a 9, and Lavi got her 11. If you roll a 10 or higher, your result will be better. But if you roll lower than a 10, then you'll have the same result that I've already given out. Yeah. You rolled a 5. Okay. So yeah, it's just cold stone behind the tapestry. You don't feel anything. There's nothing there. Get out, Ada. No, Ada, you can stay. You can stay. So what would you like to do, chat? Do you want to go to the wooden hallway, or do you want to follow down the stone cavern hall? I actually need to leave. Have fun, lads. All right, bye, Ada. Thanks for coming. You don't know. You think the stone seems all right. Bye-bye. Have a great one. Make sure you take care of yourself. What do you say, Rebel?
Burn it all.
Burn it all? That's not an option. You can either go down the wood path or the stone path.
Throw grenades.
Should we go down the stone path or the wood path?
Wood.
All right.
Because it's been stone for like ages. So.
Rebel says, go down the wooden path because you've been in nothing but stone this entire time.
Also, wood's more burnable.
And wood is more burnable.
That's okay. But the wood would give you splinters.
Alright, so since we've got a 50-50 vote here, I will flip a coin. I have a coin in here somewhere. I've got an eraser. We'll use the eraser. Oh, nope. Wait, I found my coin. What would you like to have, Lavi? Do you want heads or tails? Lavi gets to choose. Heads, okay. So heads for Lavi, tails for Rebel. I'm gonna flip this coin in 3, 2, 1. It's heads. We are going down the stone cavern. Alright. So you press your hand against the tapestry and tell Farin that you need to press on the way you're going. So you're going to ignore the wooden one. And you begin to follow the hallway down. Let me grab Farin and move him. The pair of you walk in relative silence for a long time. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab. Oh, there we go. Now you're together. Together again. And off to the side. No, that's fine. You don't have to see anything. Off to the side, you begin to notice the rustling of fabric. And you reach out and you feel it, and you notice that you can feel more tapestries lining down this stone hallway leading you out. Finally, you come to one last doorway. and you proceed through. There's no door obstructing you. All right. As you proceed through the door, the wind rushes past your clothing again, and at last the cavern brightens up, and you come to where the waterfall you were hearing this entire time is pouring into the room, and you behold. Let me fix where the map is real quick. Okay, I think that's good. And you behold a statue and a large, what appears to be a large pool of water. So give me 1 second, chat.
Does the pool of water lead to a separate cave?
Give me 1 second while I adjust. There we go. That should do it. And before you, you see a beautiful carving of a mermaid statue, and across the room you can see what you assume is an identical statue of the mermaid. So let me, there she is. Here's the mermaid. So Farin walks ahead of you, and he's looking around the room, coming up to my notes. Give me 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Okay. As Fa looks around, he observes and states that there seems to be an impasse. The two mermaid statues stand facing each other on opposite ends of a long passage with this big pool that's got the waterfall pouring out into it. On closer inspection, you see that the water would come up to your knees and you can easily wade through. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to wade through? Or do you want to inspect the statue? Can you wade through or inspect? Yeah, you can inspect, totally. You just got to roll for it. I'm sorry, Chases. Sorry, I'm typing, chat. Poor Lavi got a 1 and Shas has rolled a 9. We're going to vote. We're going to roll for Rebel. Rebel also got a 9. Yep, that sure is a statue of a mermaid. Yes.
Can you roll for me too?
No. Though you know it's not an accurate one. You've seen actual mermaids before and they do not have tails. Now I will roll for Fall. Yeah, they're ugly. Aw. Ooh, Fall got a 15. So... and... Okay, so Fall follows behind you and puts his hand on the mermaid statue to inspect it. And I'm going to get the coffee pasta for this. Hold on, be patient. He sets his hand on the statue. And the pair of statues begin radiating magical energy that causes the water before you and their eyes to glow. Voices as delicate and sweet as the spring rain reach your ears from within their stone visages. When you hear the water drip, careful to not let your feet slip. A haul or 2, perhaps even 3, then dry your path will be, the pair chant to you. Their voices fading as you straighten your back out and regard each other. And that's where we're stopping for the day, chat. We've come up to another puzzle. You made some great progress. You got through the maze. I'm so proud of you. This is exactly what I wanted you to get to. I have to stop because I have to make dinner. Make sure to write the riddle down. Why you gotta make dinner? You already cooked us because I've got 7 people to feed, Lobby. Sorry. So we're going to read out, curse you, need for sustenance. Yes, unfortunately, we do have needs to sustain ourselves. But thank you so much. Don't flip the statue. It's really big. But now you've got a whole week to think on the riddle and what it could possibly mean for you. Thank you for the stream. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. Always love having you. So we're going to raid out now. And you can reach out to me through DM. If you're not part of my Discord yet, I do have a Discord server for everybody. So you can hop in there and find me there. And if you have any questions or if you need any part of the D&D session recapped, you can always watch the VODs or you can just ask me directly. I won't be giving like any extra clues out, but I will have the riddle on hand for you to read over, and I have the former clues that you've already uncovered ready for you to read over as well. let me go ahead and do some Thingus. So where's my intro? D&D outro. There we go. There it is. In stream. There's my little froggy butt that you can glare at and be mad at. Now I'm going to look for who's streaming for us to do a raid. Make sure you get your fry baskets ready. I hope you all enjoyed it, even though there were a lot of doors and riddles and it was frustrating. But I hope it was an enjoyable kind of frustrating, because it was meant to be challenging. Yes, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, everyone. Try to hang tight for that raid. Yeah, Rahi Tuber did not crash. Super pleased with that. We didn't have any problems besides some connections. So following, let's see. Nice. Yeah. All right. So Blue Reaper 690 is playing Star Wars Lego. So we will just go that way. Raid. Because I really need to book it. I've never raided them before, but we'll give them some love today. All right, thank you guys, as always, for coming out. You're lovely. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow to continue subathon. We'll go ahead and get those Pokemon drawn tomorrow. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye.